Hey there everyone, it's MisterStubstep, and today is another beautiful day because we get to pop open a booster box of a set that I haven't opened up a booster box for. So this one is considerably damaged. I think I ordered 2 of these at a time. One of them was beat up, one of them was decent, so of course the other one was the one that I chose to keep sealed, and this one I'm going to open up. Doesn't appear to have anything with tampering. The person that I ordered it from, I've ordered probably a dozen booster boxes from them and never had any issues, so I'm not really too concerned with this. I'll have the price down below of what I paid and then what the current market price that these are going for, but we'll just do a quick scan of the box with that beautiful artwork. Surpass the point of no return. I think I've read that like 3 times now, but the set contains over 190 cards. Look at that. We got the Enamorous, which is that new form. Got the Hisuian Zoroark, and then there's the bottom. All right, let's open this bad boy up. All right, so we have Enamorous looking straight at us to start. We'll start on the left side like always. And I will be doing this video in 2 parts. I know it's easier just to have the entire booster box in one video, but with the amount of packs that it is, I just like breaking it up into 2 videos. So the videos aren't too long. And usually in the beginning, the first half is a little bit longer because I'll be admiring the artworks a little bit more. But overall, I guess we'll do all the pack artworks. I think there's only 4 on this one, yeah. So probably have to go with the Gardevoir on this one because I love that Radiant Gardevoir. It's beautiful. The only shiny pack art out of all of them, and I love how they add the little shiny stars to symbolize that it's shiny, just in case you didn't know Gardevoir's original color, which is green, and then it changes to blue, which is really neat. Probably the #1 pull that I want from this is any of the Pikachus from the trainer gallery. Okay, I need to remember to save 2 codes for myself in this part, and then the second part that I release, I will also save 2 codes for myself. So 4 in total from this booster box, just so I have some ammo for the TCG Live, because I have been playing that more and more because it's getting exciting. And then unfortunately PTCGO is sunsetting, I think what, in March or something like that, which is tragic for a lot of people. But you got the Gradient, which is a reverse rare, great start, and the Comfey. I have not pulled this yet, but this card is extremely valuable within Lost Box decks. I mean, it's almost like a necessity with that flower selecting and scoop up net and just cycling and getting as many cards as quickly as you can into the Lost Zone, which is a mechanic indicated by this thing. And usually like what Lost Thunder and then Lost Origin is when they're introduced, and usually like every single, well, not every single, but they have it come in, and it just serves as like another like function within the game. And a lot of Pokemon will be based off of the Lost Zone. Like if you have a certain amount of cards in the Lost Zone, it allows certain items to work or certain Pokemon to do certain things. For example, Sableye, I think it's like 11 cards or something like that in the Lost Zone, and then it can put a bunch of damage counters for one of its attacks, which is really useful. But we'll try to admire some of these artworks, like Roserade by 0313. I don't know why that's an artist's name. I mean, there's probably something behind it that I just don't understand, but it just makes me guffaw at it, if you will. Oh, we have some more Tomoya artwork. That is probably the most epic Bronzor artwork there is. You got the people in the background, and then Bronzor just like in the middle of like a pedestal or something, and then a freaking pyramid. Oh my gosh, just shining in the distance. That's really cool. And this reverse rare, beautiful. I got the holo last time I opened up Lost Origin, and that creepy Electros. Oof. But yeah, I would like any of the Pikachus from the trainer gallery because those are amazing, and the Kabu with the Centiskorch VMAX from the trainer gallery, and then of course the Giratina alternate art would be amazing. That turned out to be the best card from 2022, at least price-wise. I know there were mixed reviews because of the artwork, and they're like, oh, there's just so much going on in it, but I'm one of the people that does really love it. It's a really nice artwork in my opinion, so if I can pull any alternate arts, I'll be extremely happy, but I just hope I get some good trainer gallery pulls and then maybe a full art or 2 with the Misfortune sisters. Really like these sisters, given that money, and the Banette, which also, for example, once during your turn, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. If you do, put this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So another way to get more cards into the Lost Zone. So yeah, I know there's a lot of Lost Zone decks, and speaking of decks and playing the game, regionals did just happen. I forget where the first region was, but there was also one that happened in Florida, and it's very interesting to see what decks are being played. And I actually was watching a lot of matches. Like I know Little Dark Fury was playing in one of them, and I was watching him play. Oh, Panic Mask, I haven't seen this one. When all damage done to this Pokemon, this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 40 HP or less. Interesting. I can't remember which cards that are really good that have 40 HP or less, but yeah, I was watching some of the matches, like Little Dark Fury. He had the Reggie's deck where you play, it's a single prize deck, so all of the Pokemon that you use only give one prize card when you play against it, but you have to have all 6 Dreggies, 6 Reggies in play to really like start flowing and having really good attacks and everything. The Curum VMAX. Okay, so we got a VMAX in Curum. That glaciated world, once during your turn, you discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a water energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Oh, and then Max Frost, you may discard any amount of water energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each card you discarded in this way. And you can discard any amount you want? Wow. And 330 HP is not bad. No, that's not bad. The Regidrago deck that I currently play, it plays, what is it, Flygon. And I think with that attack double, because it does like double damage to VMAX Pokemon, I think that only totals up to 320, so I would need like a choice band or something. So it's a very nice HP mark to be at. But really cool start to good pulls. But yeah, the regionals were really cool. I highly recommend if you're into the card game or interested in the card game at all. If you, I mean, of course, learn the basics first. I mean, the apps themselves have really good basics, and there's a lot of good videos online where you can just watch and learn how to play the game. And honestly, the Pokemon TCG is one of the more simple card games to play out there, I mean, compared to Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I think I did a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when I was younger, and now, like, I see a paragraph on a card and I just get so overwhelmed. I'm sure I've been told it's still really fun and everything with the Chandelure. Oh my gosh, look at that trainer gallery. I haven't even seen this one before. And it's by Chibi. Chibi. This is one of the easier ones to pull, but that is a really cool artwork. I'm not even sure who that is right there. I don't know if that's a named character or just a generic librarian type character. They look like a named character based on their design though. And another Beautifly. Okay. So not doing too bad. I don't want to say super strong start, but definitely a decent start. What, usually expect like 4 to 6 trainer galleries, I think. Like 4 of the easier ones and then 2 of the harder ones to pull, like the Vs and the VMAXs / the gold cards. I'm not sure if those pull rates are still the same for Lost Origin. But yeah, highly recommend, because the thing is, when you learn the TCG, it gives you an appreciation for like random cards like this or whichever ones you use. Unfortunately, with TCG Live, they give you all the meta decks, so you become really close to all the meta decks and you gain an understanding of why cards are valuable. Because of, you know, Lugia, super popular Pokemon, I would say it's only in the tier below Pikachu and Zard. Like Pikachu and Charizard are probably top tier, and then Lugia is probably just a tier below that. Look at that little white print dot right there on the Litleo. Little snow escaped the main drawing. But yeah, with those cards, and then like a lot of the minor trainer cards, you learn which ones are worth more value, and then you can kind of set those to the side. And then if you have a store, you know which cards to set to the side automatically with that Rotom V. Automatically, because you know which cards are competitive at the time. Now, obviously, I don't have a total knowledge of all the competitive cards, but, you know, if I pull certain cards, I know this card would sell very quickly on TCG Player if I listed it for, you know, the cheapest price or whatever. Got that Rotom V. I have played a few Rotom decks, and basically the premise is getting as many cards, or as many tool cards into your hand as possible, and then you can discard those, yeah, put any number of tool cards from your discard pile into the loss. Oh, no, sorry, getting a bunch of tool cards into your discard pile, and then using this attack, and then you end up putting all those item cards into the discard pile and doing a ton of damage. So it's always a scary deck, because especially when they, you know, get some good rolls and you see a bunch of item cards being thrown into the discard pile, and then when you knock out one of those Pokemon, then whatever tool is attached to it goes into the discard. It can be like a snowball type effect, but, you know, generally if you just have stronger decks, you can still kind of overcome them, because they can't just match you in the prize exchange. But still pretty cool. But yeah, when I first learned about the Lost Zone, I was like, what the heck is a Lost Zone? I had no clue what it was. And then as soon as I watched more and more games, I mean, Little Dark Fury, Tricky Jim, a lot of those channels, and then like the regional streams, you get a good understanding. The commentators like let you know what's going on and everything, which is really cool. Got the Shellos and the Porygon Z, and also the Pokemon TCG Reddits, like the PTCGO Reddit, as well as the PTCGL Reddits. A lot of people will ask, like, be, you know, newbies and ask dumb questions, and of course you'll get people like coming at them hard and everything. But like, say it was a question that you had too, but then, you know, they asked a question for you. It's like when you're sitting in class and you have a really dumb question, but you don't want to ask it because you don't want to look stupid, and then somebody else asks it and you're like, yes, I had that same question too. And then after class you go to them and be like, hey, you weren't the only one, I had that question too. So yeah. And then like the Lost Vacuum, yeah, and you get to see really, really competitive decks. I feel like it's difficult to kind of reach that point. Like, you definitely need experience and time playing, because you kind of get the gist of what the current meta is, and then you become the counter meta, and then the counter meta, and it just keeps building on itself, and you get some really convoluted decks. Like, on the surface, it's like, oh, everyone's using, you know, Lugia Archeops, but the one-ofs that you have in every single deck that can just like counter in this one instance, because you have to make decks that are like almost universal, which is impossible to do, but you attempt it. And it's a very interesting thing to watch. I wish I had more time to like really dive into it, because it does fascinate me, and you know, this is like the main hobby that I've been doing right now. And but yeah, so that's just like my little take. Once again, I'm not an expert or anything. I just, you know, play a few games of the online card game in my free time. And then, ooh, gift energy is a good one. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. This is actually a really good special energy. I know a lot of people are talking about once rotation hits, Lugia will lose a little bit of steam because it'll lose like the powerful energies, and I think some other special energies like this energy, V-Guard energy, those ones will still be in standard format. So Lugia will still have some, but I mean, Lugia's ability, V-Star ability, is pretty nice. Lost Vacuum and Magearna. Look at that. That's a cool artwork. Who is that? Hidayat? Interesting. I've not seen that card ever. That's a pretty cool card. All right, I think we're are we getting about halfway to the halfway? I think so. Oh, someone might have scanned that code. I try to avoid showing the QR codes because I know there's like bots or something out there that can just like scan everything if you don't like DM people directly. Oh, that's a nice Nuzleaf artwork by Mizui. That is such a nice Nuzleaf. It almost gives me Legend of Zelda vibes, like when you're first starting a game or something. That's really cool. And my favorite artist, I'm going to add that one to the Kimura collection because I already have one for the binder of that, which is amazing. And I have seen all these. I love this Haunt, and the Greedent. Now I have it in the reverse and the regular, so clear that out. Also the regional championships. There was the video game championships for Pokemon, which is doubles, so that's why they call it Pokemon VGC, because it's strictly doubles. I know there's a lot of singles play and, you know, Smogon and Pokemon Showdown, which it almost feels like more people play singles, but the only like officially licensed stuff by Pokemon is doubles, which I find fascinating. I do enjoy playing doubles more because it's a little bit faster and it goes through. I feel like there's a little bit more strategy, even though there's a ton of strategy within singles as well, because like Pokemon that are really good in singles could be trash in doubles and vice versa. But it's super fascinating to watch. And the person that won the most recent regional, I do watch his channel a lot, so it was kind of nice to see him victorious. This is one of the hard-to-pull Trainer Gallery cards, an Orbeetle V. Not the most coveted one, but this is like really nice. Look at all that texture. You can see the eyes. Look at that. Isn't that kind of creepy? Like, zoom, zoom. Even the character's eyes as well, that bug catcher or whatever. Got Strafe and Mysterious Wave. And behind that, we have a Rhyperior. Nice. So, we have that Orbeetle V. And very thankful to add that to the collection. Okay, you know, maybe if we get like 1 or 2 more pulls to be satisfied with this half. I'm hoping that the secret rares in the second half, because all my recent booster box openings, they've either just been like complete trash, like the highest thing I pull is a full art, or I pull the highest rarity card in the first half, and then the second half is just kind of like going through the motions, which, you know, it's always fun to open Pokemon packs, but it's also fun to get those bangers, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But the VGC, really cool too. I used to go on the ladder a little bit on the VGC, but I would get beat down so much and I was depressed. So I was just like, I'm just going to complete the Pokedex and Shiny Hunt, and then I'm satisfied. And we have the Dustox, and this is a Rita. Okay. That is a really nice artwork. Oh my gosh. I think I caught a couple Shiny Dustox in Legends Arceus. That was definitely fun to do. Especially when you're searching for a certain shiny Pokemon and you catch different shinies along the way. And just like, this isn't what I wanted, but I'll still take it, I guess. And these, I mean, besides centering, the cut on these isn't too bad, so I'm not super sad about that. I don't even know what Thornton does, but I haven't seen anybody come up about Thornton. Definitely seen people come about Colress's Experiment. Definitely really good within the Lost Zone decks. It gets a bunch of cards within the Lost Zone, but it does force you to make very difficult decisions. I will admit that the Lost Zone is it's a difficult deck to play. You have to like constantly be making those hard decisions on what to put in the Lost Zone and what not. Because once it goes in the Lost Zone, it's lost. It's a Lost Zone for a reason. It's not coming back. There's ways to get stuff out of your discard pile. You got ordinary rods. You have some trainer cards. You have Energy Recycler. Like, there's options to get stuff out of your discard pile. But once it's in the Lost Zone, it's in the Lost Zone. So that's why some of the benefits of the Lost Zone on a lot of the Pokemon cards are pretty great. So that's why, it has to be worthwhile if, you're going to go through all that trouble, right? Let's see what else I have on my list. Okay, also, Scarlet and Violet pre-orders. I think I'm going to try to go over all the Pokemon stuff before I go into the random stuff. Maybe the second part will have more random talking points. But Scarlet and Violet pre-orders, so I already talked about getting both Elite Trainer boxes, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. I don't think I'm going to get any of the regular Elite Trainer boxes, but I did get 2 copies of each variant. So 2 of the Koraidon and 2 of the Miraidon. So these will be the first Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes that I ever opened, or I will ever open, which is very exciting. And then I also pre-ordered 2 booster boxes. So, of course, I'll continue shortly. Got the Cramorant, which is just really good in Lost Zone decks. It's a quick attacker, and once you have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, you ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attack costs. So it can go in pretty much any Lost Zone deck. Because getting 4 cards in the Lost Zone, you have your initial Comfey, you scoop up net that, put down another Comfey, and then, there's just so many different ways you can escape rope. It's super easy to get 4 cards in the Lost Zone at the very beginning. 1 Colress and you're already halfway there, I think. So, really good attacker, backup attacker. And we have the Hisuian Goodra V, which is very relevant because recently I've been using the Hisuian Goodra V-Star in my Regidrago deck because it has an attack that when you use it, it reduces the amount of damage that you receive the next turn by 80, and it does 200 base damage, which if you're just looking for longevity or trying to tank stuff, makes it really convenient, and definitely adds a lot of variety to my Regidrago deck, because I did not realize, I thought you had to pull certain cards in order to, I thought you had to pull certain cards in order to have them, but you can literally just go into the deck list and then search by not owned, and you can craft any card. I'm so stupid. So I crafted all the cards that I needed for my deck because I was a little depressed. I didn't go max rarity on them because I don't have that many credits. When I transitioned over from online to live, I didn't have that much stuff. So I wasn't getting 100,000 freaking credits or whatever. We got the Vileplume, another card that I don't have. Let's admire that hollow foil pattern. So got the Allergy Storm. Oof. Hate me some allergies. If I don't take my pill in the morning, I am messed up. And I don't know why. When allergies used to hit me, I just kind of accepted my fate. I was just well, it's springtime. I will just suffer for half the day. That's just how it is. I'm going to blow my nose every 30 minutes, and that's just life. But then someone's here's allergy medication that's non-drowsy. And now I take that, and I'm free for the rest of the day, which is very nice. All right, so actually not getting any new arcs. Yes! Yes, this right here is my Pikachu. Oh my gosh. This is exactly what I wanted. Oh man, I might even get this one graded because it's such a, really common card. I think it's probably under $5 at this time. But I love this artwork so much. It just reminds me of laying on the couch with my cats or something. And then Pikachu's leg just coming up, squishing that cheek because it's slightly uncomfortable, but they're both still asleep. Kind of embracing. I love everything about this artwork. I just love it. I just love it. And we have the Bouffalant. I love saying the name of that Pokemon, Bouffalant. So this is definitely one of my chases. Would love the VMAX. Would love the Pikachu V alternate art. And the Centiskorch VMAX. Those are probably I want to do this side, but my trash has been kind of overwhelming the Rotom V. I'm trying to get all that stuff in the discard pile so Rotom can attack. Haha. Oh my gosh, some of these are really hard to open. Ooh, this one I can actually do normal because it was such a pain to open that I struggled. I struggled a lot. But yes, Scarlet and Violet pre-orders. Oh my gosh, I keep cutting myself off. Sorry, this first half I'm going to cut myself off so much. We have Fantina. You can use this card only if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. I haven't really seen this used that much. So during your opponent's next turn, all of your Pokemon take 120 less damage from attacks from your Pokemon's V. Interesting. So, 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, little rough, and it's a defensive thing, so I feel like most Lost Zone decks are trying to be more aggressive. Oh, that Abomasnow coming right at you. I would be terrified. So I like, how Abomasnow and Tyranitar, they bring weather with them. I just imagine just like a cloud of weather following them everywhere they go. Like, I wonder if like one day there's like, man, I just want it to not be sandstorming around me one day. We got the Squovet. Squovet, you have all these berries. You got anything good to share behind? Oh, yeah! Okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. The Misfortune Sisters. I've been talking about them, and there was like a small part of me that wanted to get their full art because I just like them a lot. They were they really needed in the Arceus storyline? Not really, but you always got to have like some third party. I don't even want to call them comic relief, but I did appreciate their presence, and it's very nice when you don't know their locations on a certain map, and then they just like pop out of nowhere, and you're like, wait, what? I'm battling? Because you barely battle in Legends Arceus. So it was nice, and then they give you, like, especially endgame, they give you a ton of money. So I actually might get this one graded too, because I have a soft spot for the Misfortune Sisters, and it doesn't look too bad. Centering's definitely off, but it might be good enough for PSA standards. Oh, but I wouldn't get that done at PSA, would I? Nah, I feel like I just send that to CGC. I feel like I just send everything to CGC that I want slabbed up, but I don't really care about the value. And then the stuff that I actually care about the value, or I just see it has like a ton of potential, I send to PSA. Because I've never actually gotten more than a 9 from CGC yet, so hopefully one of these days I can get a 9.5. A little bit of indigestion. I did have some cookies from, oh my gosh, I was about to say Cosmic Cookies, but that's Cosmic Brownies. I'm thinking of, not Insomnia Cookies. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna, Crumble Cookie. That was very frustrating. I can't believe I couldn't remember the name. Crumble, yes! Another thing I'm trying to collect, I know I'm trying to collect everything, is all the Radiant cards, and I'm missing 2 from this set, and now I'm only missing 1, because I pulled the Radiant Steelix, which some people were saying, why Steelix? Why Radiant Steelix? I'm so thankful that they did, because Radiant Steelix is bomb, thebomb.com. We got Poliwrath, look at you. Okay, so is this Radiant even worth playing? I haven't seen anybody play this. So, Energy Stream, colorless, attach up to 2 metal energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. That could be worthwhile if you have it first turn, or if it's the first turn and you're going second, but is the attack good? Discard cards from the top of your deck until only 1 card remains. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy card you discarded. Oh, so this is like a finisher. Okay. So this is the card that you kind of like hide towards the end. You don't reveal that you actually have it. And then when the opponent thinks they have you in the bag, you whip this puppy out, stack your deck. Maybe you like use an energy recycler last minute. And then bada bing, bada boo, you done, son. But yeah, I feel like that's so situational, and yeah. And like, if you get it in your first hand, it's like your only basic, then that's gonna be pretty rough to figure out. Yeah, I can see why that's not used. And when you compare it to other Radiants and you're only allowed 1 Radiant Pokemon in your deck, I can see why that would be a little restricting. I am expecting 2 Radiant cards within this opening. Mirage Gate, another really good. This card is so amazing. Okay, you guys feel and see that sparkle? I'm getting scared. So why Mirage Gate is so good is it opens up so many different like variants of the Lost deck, because you can search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. It's so broken, but it does have the 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, which a lot of times, if you're super lucky, you might be able to do it in 1 turn, but a lot of times like 2 turns and you're good to go. I see that sparkle. This is the last pack of the second half. Are you going to screw me for the second half in this last pack? Oh, Pikachu, please. Don't go too crazy. Don't go too crazy. Hariyama. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh man. You're like shaking the Christmas gift and you can like hear exactly what you want. I don't even know. It almost looks like a fake card behind you. Let's see what we got. Oh man, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Iskan? Iskan? I have no idea. That is that just me, or is the glitter on that like way more than normal? Like right here, look at that angle. What is this? Is it supposed to resemble snow maybe? Maybe that's what it is. Isn't the actual texture is kind of like waves, almost like a blizzard? So maybe that is snow, because that is look right there. What is that texture? That's like somebody, you know, when you ask for like extra mayo or extra like cheese or something, and they're like, bro, I'm gonna give this person like 5 times the cheese. And you're just like, all right, now I can't even eat this sandwich anymore because there's too much cheese. That's what I imagine with the texture on this. But yeah, I don't imagine this one is the most valuable one. But draw 2 cards. If your active Pokemon has a Suion in its name, draw 2 more cards. Yeah, it's a little... drawing 4 cards is just... Oh man, I almost started the second half. Well, the first half was very fruitful. I got one of my chase cards and then got an awesome full art. And then we also got the secret rare, which might be the secret rare for the box, unfortunately. And we did get one harder to pull, Trainer Gallery. Man, is there going to be anything left in that second half? I have no idea. Stay tuned for the next part. Like always, I'll have had chapters down below. I should have said that at the beginning, so you could have skipped all this rambling of mine. But yeah, when the second video comes out, you can just skip to the end to see all the pulls. But I want to thank y'all so much for watching and having the patience for me. Please let me know what you have going on down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.